Ooh, that's a nice fish, wherever this is.
Did you get one under that dock? I didn't really say that's a great place to get one right there. Ooh, that looks like
beat you to it.
And that looks like a good one too.
Yeah, it is. Well, this is a light-powered rod.
I seen him run around down there.
It's a light-powered rod, so
7 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
this
not.
ain't no 7-pounder.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
No, it's decent, probably.
Oh yeah, he's a good
2.5.
fish. It's a good one. Woohoo! I'm fishing with my buddy Cody Cass. Cody lives up here in the UP, Michigan UP. He shoots camera and hosts sometimes a show up here called Discovery. Nice fish. Good, nice northern bass right there. And that's what we're fishing for. We're gonna fish maybe several little lakes over here this evening and maybe tomorrow. We're out here only about an hour before dark, but we thought that was kind of skinny, and most of the fish I see up here in the north are real fat.
Yeah, that's
probably a male. It's or it could be a female that's just already spawned out, but it looks like a male.
Yeah,
I don't know, her tail's kind of messed up though. I bet it's a female. You can kiss that one if you want, Cody. That wouldn't hurt anything. But don't be kissing any boy fish, not on this show.
No, that's pretty typical. Yeah, like you said, Jimmy, it's a little skinny, but that's kind of your typical size that you catch up here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get bigger ones, of course. Got a lot of bigger ones out of this lake.
Is that on a worm?
No, it's a small Ned rig. A skirted Ned rig.
That's the same thing as a worm.
Yeah. Well, something wants to eat.
Just a short worm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait just a few minutes longer. I think a worm's the thing to throw in this clear water right now. But the late in the evening like this and everything, they might jump up there and hit that blade. We're gonna fish, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 different lakes. We got some rain and thunderstorms coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow might be cloudy. Today's just beautifully blue sky, but we're out here late in the evening. We'll probably fish till flat out dark, which will be pretty close to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, this far north.
Yeah, and hopefully we catch a few fish this evening. If I happen to see some crappie on the scope, you know me, I'll probably try to catch them. And this is just an incredible country up here. We're near Gwinn, Michigan. Gwinn, Gwinn in Gwinn, Michigan. And I'm staying at a great little hotel up there. The Model Town Inn. Really good people. Such super friendly people up there. And it's just beautiful up here. I was up here working for Shell Rotella at a grand opening, and I said, man, I got to go fishing. I happened to run into Cody, and Cody, knows television. They do a show every single week for the Discovery. Every single week. Discovering.
Yeah.
Discovering, not why, not like the Discovery Channel.
I get it all the time.
Discovering.
There we go.
They actually got him?
Yeah, well, he's a nice one too. Oh, it's a pike. Looks like it. But it kind of swims like a bass. Yeah,
they will bite everything.
Oh, there's a pike right there, yep.
They will bite everything. They love spinnerbaits.
Well, this is a jig I got on here.
You get a bite, hit that right there, all you'd feel is just a tick, and you'd sit your hook and be nothing there.
Well, a lot of times those
a big pike, yeah, just suck it in. When you feel the tick, that's him cutting your line like a pair of scissors.
Oh yeah, you got to set the hook, and you're like, there's nothing there. Yep.
All right. There's a bunch more of those fish right out in front of us. Down about 13 foot deep. I don't know what those are.
Well, the hook's out. Just got to get the plastic out now.
Go out there and see what those are.
It's not a huge pike, but yeah, something I've been wanting to do with those smaller pikes. So a lot of lakes around the Gwinn area, at least, I know there's some other lakes in the UP, is that they're trying to reduce those pike populations a little bit. So what they're doing is they're changing the slot limits where you can keep a little bit smaller pike, less than 24 inches.
Yeah.
Something I've been wanting to do is trying to pickle them. And some people they'll pickle them smaller pike. It might be like an 8-week process or so. And then a lot of those small bones that pike are known for, they end up dissolving and the meat firms up really good.
When they pickle them, I'll be darned.
I've only had it once. I've never made it myself. I want to try a few different recipes out that I've heard about to see if it's worth doing. That way we can kind of, a lot of what people will, have concerns about is lakes getting overran by pike. That's one way that we can try to manage that ourselves as anglers,
There's a little fish.
Oh, there you go.
Hit that pink crankbait. Might be a little pike. It might be a bass. Feels pretty good. It got down the grass just a little bit. Pike.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. Pikeaville. If I come north, I'm going to catch pike. Don't matter what kind of bait I put on.
Yeah, it's real hard to get skunked up here.
Especially with those pike.
Yeah.
Come here, you slimy thing. Go ahead, fall off. I got barbless hooks on there. You ought to fall off. If you think I want those hooks in my hand, you're wrong. Boy, you were hooked too. Bleeding a little bit. You don't have to worry about these being barely hooked or anything.
Yep.
Even with a barbless hook. Little fish smell on my hands. My wife said I'd wipe my hands on her pants. It's a lot more fun. They'll hit a spinnerbait, won't they? Come here, little girl. Little girl, looky there. That fish is actually hooked outside of the mouth. You know what that means, Cody, when they're hooked outside the mouth?
They're swiping pretty hard at it.
Yeah, I don't know either. No, he just, and that fish has been caught before recently a couple of times. Look at this. This is catch and release. This is why it works. See that? That's an old wound, probably a treble hook of some kind. Mm-hmm. There's an old wound, probably a worm. And where that spinnerbait got it, it was right over here. There's not even a mark where my spinnerbait got it. That might be seconds or thirds on the kissing on that fish.
Yeah.
She's not very smart. Karen, that's the third time you've been caught lately.
Small one over here.
There we go. Caught that on a little soft plastic.
Yeah, just a lighter punch rig. More of a flipping rig, really.
Yeah, they ought to. That sun pops out after a while. I imagine that's probably what we're going to be fishing, that soft plastic. But this lake's got a lot of shade on it too. The sun's up pretty good right now. We still have a lot of shade. That's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is that, like you said, that with these natural lakes, you get some. The fish could be anywhere. You can catch nice fish deep, shallow, and in weeds and in open water, all within just minutes of each other.
There's one. It's not a 30-pounder like that guy was talking about. Maybe he was. Oh, please jump in. Perfect release.
Yeah.
Perfect release, and give him a headache too. He deserves it.
Yeah, I think too. Every 30-pounder started up like that too.
Bass don't really feed heavy in the wintertime in the south either, though. They go sort of semi-dormant, they're not. They don't really go dormant, and you can catch big fish in the winter, but there he is.
Oh, you got one.
Probably another little pike. See? It's a rainbow trout.
Yeah, right.
It's a huge bass. Whoop. He was huge, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Trust me, he was huge. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, he was about 12 inches long. Oh, me.
But now we're finding fish a little more consistently. Within 3 minutes, catching a couple fish.
One of the things with that type bend, and the reason that our bends and U bends become popular, was the line could get wrapped around during the cast or whatever, wrapped around your wire. And with an R bend or a U bend in there, you could just pull it out and it did not get wrapped around. One of the things that happens with a red man that's a negative is that if your line gets wrapped around in here, it can get down in that circle bend. Mm-hmm. And so you have to, when that happens, you have to check your line. Now I can see a little nick in it right there and feel a nick. You might have to retie a little bit more often. But quite honestly, unless you're using braid, you probably are not retying your bait as often as you need to, and easily you can get a damaged line, and you might have, like this is 15 or 20 pound test line I have on it. That big pike's right here somewhere. That could have been one of those 20, 30 pounders there. It was a nice one.
I can tell you when I set the hook, it was solid. It wasn't. I know it was a fish. It wasn't a stump or anything.
Oh no.
Stumps don't bite, but yeah, it was a solid fish, and then it just went pop, and so it had to have been a pike, like you said.
Yep.
Here we go. Right here. We got
a little pike.
Well, you never know how big they are until you
set the hook.
Yep.
Never know till you set the hook. That was a pretty good sized fish hit my spinnerbait, and it was in the same little opening. This little opening right here is where you had that fish.
Here we go. Yeah, a lot of these areas like lily pads and stuff, which is, is pretty common to fish down, Oklahoma and other southern areas. Up here, a lot of people, they're fishing open water. There's not a lot of people that come through and really work this heavy cover like this.
A little bit bigger. Not a 30-pounder, not a 30-pound buck. A little bit larger though. Oh, it's starting to rain.
You got me on that one.
Oh, about stuck it. What are you doing down there, guy? Some little bigger one tried to get a hold of him right there.
Oh,
Adios.
That's common. A lot of times when you have a small one on like that, a big one.
Yeah, a big one, yeah. Not a big bass, but a bass nonetheless. On a red man spinnerbait, grass bass. It's a grass bass, Cass.
Yep.
Now that's a cutie pie there.
Yeah.
That's a cutie pie there, yes. Yes, it is. Ah, that was the biggest pike. Well, might not been like that was a pretty nice pike right there. Golly, why ain't that getting buttoned up? He was about that long. One of them big fat ones. I'm getting ready to have some fun with that puppy.
Yeah, they need kisses too. The fat ones.
Little pike. A little large puppy. Go tell your mama, come see me. This grass right here is full of fish.
Yeah.
Full of fish, lots of fish.
All right, that's pretty good. That cleared off. It's not very big. It's a bass though, I can see
Under the dock.
Hey,
Up there in the shade. Got tree shade, dock shade, all kinds of shade. Oh yeah. That on the jig?
Yeah, just small little jig.
Hadn't run out of jigs yet with pike?
No, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say anything about it until I got this fish in. I lost like probably 4 lures in a row.
Yep, I'll probably lose this wacky rig the same way.
Sadly, that's probably the biggest bass of the day so far. I'll give that one a Jimmy Houston kiss right there.
And we will find out.
It's a fish, I can tell you that.
That it's a little bass.
Hey, a little. Look at that.
I thought it might be a smallmouth. It actually is a smallmouth, but of the largemouth variety. Woo! Your mouth will get bigger though, girl. You just hang in there. A better day's coming for you.
Oh, I felt some resistance. It's fishing line. Someone else's line got caught in there.
I found where somebody else has been fishing.
Yep. Oh, it's got some.
See, it's got the old red man spinnerbait's got the old safety pin bend. This is the way we used to build spinnerbaits when we were kids. We'd buy safety pins, large safety pins. They were already made like this. And one end was pointed and the other end had a snap on it that you snapped it down into. We'd cut that off and put the wire around a hook and put it in a jig mold. And we'd have this part of it. We'd cut the sharp point off, put a little bend in the end of it and put a blade out, and that's how we made spinnerbaits. Yeah. And so when we built the original red man spinnerbait, that's the way we built them. We didn't have R bends and U bends. But the deal is, of course, this is short arm, so when you bring it through the water, it shakes back and forth this way. You see that vibration. Even with that small blade, it really vibrates. I sold Sam Walton, the guy that started Walmart. Mm-hmm. I sold him those when they had 13 stores.
Oh, wow.
13 stores, isn't that something? That's pretty amazing.
Can we get a close-up of you holding that the spinnerbait so we get the close-up on that
A good one or a bad one?
Oh,
The one I was using.
We're just trying to get the go with that.
Yeah. Got the wrap bend on it. We'd put a hook on one end, put it in a jig mold. We'd have that, and we'd cut the point off. This would be sharp pointed, like a safety pin, so it could go through cloth. Cut that sharp point off, put a little bend in it, put a swivel. And we built this originally with a barrel swivel as opposed to ball bearing. And it makes that blade turn harder. You really should be running barrel swivels on spinner baits as opposed to ball bearing. Ball bearing turn too smooth and it dampens vibration. This bait vibrates a lot more because of that. But honestly, I probably didn't know that when I was 17, 18 years old. I probably bought the barrel swivels because it's cheaper. That bait sold for $1.25. That bait right there has caught 200 or 300 bass.